just taking those few minutes, to detach, to let go of everything else that may have, happened today, and just giving yourself a few cycles of breath to just really calm the mind and really let it go. So I thought about that this morning and how much, I really do love my breath work. Like it always takes my focus, and then it's really comfortable. Where it's very, what am I thinking of? Calming, of course. So we'll take a few breaths here. Again, I always encourage the Ujjayi breath, so deep inhales in and out through the nose, pulling the air into the back of the throat, feeling it roll there, creating that energy as we pull it all the way down to the root. And as you exhale, squeezing the belly button into the spine, forcing all that excess air out, really cleansing and detoxifying the lungs. Start to create that rhythm, that flow of breath that we can unite for our practice today, vinyasa. And as we started to develop that rhythm, we'll go ahead and start warming up our neck space. So we're going to take the chin to the chest. And as you inhale, we'll take our chins all the way over to the right and start making our circles. Coming back down and exhaling on the left. And bringing the chin back to the chest. Again, always being very gentle here. No reason to rush and get out all the kinks in one roll. So just taking a few steady flows here. Always allowing the neck to drop back when you come to the top. To really open that throat space. On your next inhale, we'll take our circles back, coming up on the left. And bringing them back down on the right. And take one more cycle here. And as you exhale, bringing the chin back to the chest and finding that neutral neck. Sitting up nice and tall. With each inhale, lengthening, so we're lifting that sternum. Lifting the sternum and reaching the crown of the head up, so we're lengthening that spine. One thing I thought of the other day, and I shared with my beginners class on Monday, is a neat little trick. So if you want to try this with me, you just sort of raise your hand, right? Elbows bent. This is kind of a weak, hand raise, right? Not a lot of length in that. So we want to extend the elbow and raise our hand. Well, we can go further here. So you'll hear me saying things like lengthening through the side body. When I say that, if you extend that shoulder up, you start getting a whole lot more length there in the arms. So in our practice today, when we go into our downward dog or active child's pose, or even just far reaching, really consider that. Am I just raising my hands, or am I lengthening through that side body? So have fun with that today, play with that, definitely. I invite you to integrate that into your practice. And you'll find that it really does put you in a much more proper alignment. It's going to be a lot more gentle on your shoulders and the backs and things like that. So making sure that as you lengthen, again, we're not just raising our hands, that we extend through those shoulders. And you'll feel that as we go into down dog. But always also with lengthening, I guess that'll be my theme for today, we want to always think of lifting the chest and the crown towards the sky. So in any asana, that might be in warriors and stuff, and we say lengthening, we want to lift our chest and really lift from the torso. Okay, so anyways, we'll start warming up our shoulders. We're going to interlace the fingertips, and as you inhale, we'll push through the palms and bring them all the way up. Take a micro back bend here if you'd like, a slight cow, seated cow. And as you exhale, really push through the palms, rounding through the back body and bringing the palms all the way down to the mat. If you want to press into the mat here and get a deeper stretch into the shoulder blades before you're taking your next inhale and reaching back up towards the sky. Take one more breath here. Reach and lengthen. Allow the neck to drop back. And rounding it out. Releasing your bind and bringing the arms out to the sides. We're going to go ahead and take a few breaths here. As you inhale, we're going to sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, bring that right ear towards the right shoulder. Make sure our shoulders are soft and drop down. We're not squeezing them up. And we're just going to gently take our neck. And on your next inhale, coming back center. And as you exhale, we'll go towards the left. Taking the left ear and drawing it down towards the left shoulder. Inhale to come back to center. We're going to take our left hand, our right hand over our ear. So just let it rest there on your ear nice and gently. And with your left hand, we're going to flex through the palm and start to slowly lift here. Wherever you find your sensation, you can stop there and just take a few breaths here. Nice opening. I think we might have done this last week. So wherever you're at today, exhaling to release any tension in the space. And on your next exhale, release your bind, coming back neutral. We'll take our palms up to the sky. Inhale and reach. Exhale, bring hands to the heart and allow the palms to come back to the sides. We're going to loosen the neck on the other side. So we'll bring our left ear to the left shoulder, bringing the left arm, bending that elbow overhead and allowing the palm to rest on your ear. Flexing through that right hand. And as you inhale, slowly starting to lift here. And wherever you start to feel your sensation. And we want to make sure we're not pulling our neck down. You're really just resting your hand there for the extra mass, but you're not pulling by any means. We'll take one more cycle of breath here. And on your next exhale, releasing your bind, coming back center, palms up towards the sky. Inhale and reach. Exhale, bringing hands to the heart. Wonderful. Arms out to the side. Inhale and reach. This time on your exhale, we're going to twist to the right, opening up the shoulder and turning our gaze to look behind. And take a few breaths here as you inhale, remembering to lift that sternum, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, deepen into your twist. On your next exhale, release your twist, coming back center. Palms up, inhale and reach. Exhale, bringing hands to the heart. Taking our twist now to the left, palms up, inhale and reach. Exhale to twist. Take a few cycles of breath here. And on your next exhale, releasing your twist, coming back center. Palms up to the sky, inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. I hate to interrupt this, but let me slide this over because I'm not going to see. Okay, sorry about that. So we'll come back, sorry. Hands to the heart. Okay, from here we're going to go ahead and extend our legs all the way out into Dandasana. And let's take a moment here to point and flex the toes and wiggle and maybe roll the ankles in both directions. Really just kind of strengthening that joints. If you want to take a moment here to kind of pull and bend on the toes a bit to break up all that fascia. Make sure we don't get foot cramps during our practice. And whenever you're ready, sitting up nice and tall, again lengthening here, grounding in the hip space. So if you need to pull some of that flesh back, so our hips really feel centered and grounded here. Head over heart over pelvis, So if you want to close your eyes, I invite you to do that to really find that center. Pushing through the heels, keeping the foot flexed so our legs are engaged. So we're not just sitting here. We're engaging this energy. Let's take another cycle of breath here in Dandasana. Your palms can be resting, or you can have them placed just slightly behind your hips, assisting with that lift. Maybe opening the shoulders a bit deeper. We'll take one more cycle of breath here, just strengthening our Dandasana. And on your next inhale, palms up towards the sky and reach. Again, reminding you to lengthen here, really extend. And as you exhale, we're going to hinge forward at the hips. If the hands can reach all the way behind the feet, and start to pull the chin towards the chest. And the head to the knees. And take a few breaths here in your forward fold. If it starts to get uncomfortable, feel free to halfway lift on an inhale and maybe deepen this bend. We'll take one more cycle of breath here. And on your next inhale, coming all the way up and far reaching. Exhale, hands to the heart. Moving into our mariachi twist, we're going to take the right leg in. You can have it inside the leg just to be more gentle, or try something new, or you can cross it over if this is comfortable for you. Making sure that we reground our hips, palms up to the sky, inhale and reach. As you exhale, twist to the right, bringing that right hand right behind that tailbone, sitting you up nice and tall. Left hand on the outside of the knee, and start to bring our gaze to look over that right shoulder. And we don't want to ever crank the neck, especially when we're restoring or trying to kind of cool down after a long day, because I know we work on the neck a lot. But we really want to think more of opening and pulling with that shoulder. So you're going to feel more of a stretch here and not cranking it with your neck. Just allow the eyes to follow. We'll take one more cycle of breath here. And on your next exhale, slowly releasing your twist, coming back center. Inhale to reach. Exhale, releasing the right leg back out, and hands come to the heart. Bringing the left leg in. Whatever we did on the right, we'll do on the left. Nice and grounded, sitting up tall, palms up to the sky. Inhale and reach. Exhale, twisting to the left, bringing that left hand all the way behind that tailbone, and the right hand to assist your twist. And breathe here. Taking one more cycle of breath, nice deep long inhale. And as you exhale, releasing your twist, coming back center. Palms up to the sky, inhale to reach. And exhale, hands to the heart. Releasing the left foot back out into our strong Dandasana. We'll take one more forward fold here. So again, if you feel like you've moved any and you really want to reground those hips, take a moment to do that. Palms up to the sky, inhale and reach. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the chin all the way to the chest, allowing the neck to relax here. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, deepen that fold. Nice hip compression and a deep hamstring stretch. So I think it was my class yesterday I was telling them I used to practice a 7-day challenge or a 10-day challenge. It's a 10-day challenge. And holding this pose for 1 minute every day. I think when I started, I was probably at my knees in my practice. I wasn't very loosened up yet, so I didn't have a nice fold I've grown into today. So 1 full minute every day, and that's not very easy. On your next inhale, coming all the way up, we'll bring our feet together, bending the knees, and turning and rolling into our tabletop position. So finding that proper alignment here, toes pointed back behind you. I'm gonna scoot back on my mat. And we're pressing into the mat nice and strong. Inhale, lift the tail, drop the belly, roll those shoulders back, and look up. Exhale, rounding it out, tucking in that tail, pushing into those shoulders, pulling that chin to the chest, and squeezing the belly button to the spine. So really finding length here in your breath as you go through each cue, maybe reminding ourselves, or maybe just finding some enjoyment there. Maybe you find a space that feels good and you want to stretch into it for a little bit. Feel free to do so. We'll take 3 more cycles in our cat and cow flow. Nice, deep, strong inhale. And as you exhale, coming back to a neutral spine. We'll move into our spinal balance. So we're going to step back with the right foot, reaching the left hand forward. Thumbs pointed up to the sky, palm to the side. And we will also want to make sure that we have a good strong alignment here, that we are stacking the elbow and wrist beneath the shoulder. So you can stay here for your practice, or if you want to challenge a little bit further, lift the heel, flex, keeping that foot flexed, and really pressing towards the wall behind you. And if you want to go deeper here, we can flow. Inhale to reach, and exhale to bring in the knee and elbow, forcing that air out. We'll take one more cycle here. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to lower. Cat and cow, 1 cycle here. Coming back to your neutral spine and prepping the body for your spinal balance on the right. So we're stepping back with our left foot, right hand comes forward, thumbs up towards the sky. Inhale to lift the heel, or again, staying on the ground wherever we're at today. Inhale to reach, and exhale to bring it in. One more cycle, nice and strong here, if we're flowing. Inhale to reach, and exhale to lower. Cat and cow for 1 cycle. Coming back to our neutral spine, and we're going to reach our hands forward and send the hips back, tucking the toes and resting the forehead into our active child's pose. Take a cycle of breath here. Now this is what we were talking about, and a great place for you to play with the arm extension and lengthening here. So we don't ever want to collapse into our hands or our chest to collapse in between our arms. That's going to put a lot of stress on the shoulders and the spine. So we want to keep the ears in between the biceps, and as you send those hips back and you feel like you're in your furthest space, think about raising that arm through the armpit like we did earlier, and really feel that extra length. It sends the tailbone back just a little bit further, strengthens your asana, like your stance here. You feel a nice strong grip into the mat. So we can play with that. On your next inhale, pushing between the balls of the feet, bringing the tail up to the sky for downward facing dog. Again, take a moment here to see where we're at. Are we collapsing? Are we just small raised hands? Or are we really lengthening through those shoulders? Take a few moments to pedal out the heels. On your next inhale, lifting the right heel to the sky, and exhale to lower. Inhale, lifting the left heel, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the right. On your exhale, bend the knee, Turning the hips up towards the sky. Nice hip opener here. Inhale, lengthening the leg, three-legged dog. And exhale, walk out the legs. Inhale, lifting the left leg. Again, as you exhale, bending that knee and turning to look up through the left armpit, pulling the hips open towards the sky, allowing that heel to drop closer towards your bottom. And on your next inhale, lengthening the leg, and exhale, sitting it down, pedal out the legs. Taking a strong bend in the knees and looking up through the hands, we're going to walk, hop, or jump into your forward fold. Take a moment here. Feet are going to be hip distance apart. Nice, strong, grounded stance. Option to bring the hands behind the shins to help pull you deeper into this fold. If you're able to tuck the elbows all the way behind the knees. Getting them deeper here. Or we can just take opposite elbows and release a lot of that tension in the spine. Taking a moment to shake out the hair, yes, and shaking the head no. On your next exhale, releasing the spine, taking a strong bend in the knees. Inhale, coming all the way up, far reaching, lengthen here. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Again, so we really want to reach that crown of the head to the front of the room, and we can do this by, one, extending our neck out that way, and also by pulling our shoulders back. So kind of like a turtle coming out of a shell. So really lengthening here. Exhale into your forward fold. Shake out the hair. And on your next inhale, take a strong bend in the knees, arms out wide, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Grounding both hands on the mat and stepping back with your left foot, bringing you into your first runner's lunge on the right. Lengthen here. Exhale, dropping the back knee and pointing your toes behind you. Make sure we're grounded, or that we are in a proper alignment here with our hips. So we want to remember to keep that right hip pulled back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to the heart. Moving into our twists. Inhale to reach. Exhale, twist to the right, outside the knee. You can find a bind here and pressing into the palms to help assist you to twist a little bit deeper and turning to look behind us, or as far as our gaze will take us. Take another cycle of breath here. And on your exhale, coming back to center. Inhale to reach. Then exhale to the left. Option to drop that right arm to the mat, opening the left hand. And you can stay here. You can take a bind if you're working on maybe opening the shoulders or the chest a little further, wherever we're at today. Take one more cycle of breath here. Inhaling to reach. Exhale, bringing the hand to the mat and centering our front foot. Exhale, send the hips back and allow the left toes to peel off the mat. Getting another deep hamstring stretch here in our half split. So take a few breaths here. Again, you can stay in your forward fold, tuck the chin and allow the neck to rest. If you want to work on the legs a little bit deeper, we can inhale, halfway lift, maybe even bringing your hands back a little bit. Exhale, deep in that forward fold a little bit deeper here. You'll feel a stronger sensation working with the hamstrings. On your next inhale, bringing your hands back forward and coming back into your low lunge. Exhale, bring the heel in and settle in for your supported pigeon. So again, we want to watch those hips, pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward so we're squared as we set down. So wherever you're at in your pigeon, if you need blocks or props or anything to fill in any empty space for more support. And you can stay here high, inhaling, lifting the chest, getting a nice micro back bend here in the low back, and deepening that stretch. Or as you exhale, walk your hands down and find a nice restful place here. We'll take a few more cycles, deepening into this asana. A lot of these practices you get a little bit more benefits when you can take a few more cycles of breath and a little less flow. So that's kind of what we're implementing today. If you do want to continue movement, you can check the back toes and use that to add pressure and flow here in that hip space. Take one more cycle of breath here. And on your next inhale, bringing the hands into the mat, tucking the back toe. And as you inhale and press into the mat, we're going to send that right foot back into our plank. So into a plank or a kneeling plank, wherever we're at today. Nice deep inhale here. And as you exhale, lower the chest to the mat. Inhale, squeezing the elbows into the ribs and pressing the pelvic bone into the mat. Lifting the chest into your cobra, nice and strong. Exhale to lower. We'll do 2 more cycles here in our cobra. Inhale to lift. And exhale, lower. 1 more cycle here. Tucking the back toes. Keep those knees anchored into your mat. On your next inhale, push into the palms and send those hips all the way back into your active child's pose. Again, taking a moment here to be aware of our bodies, lengthening that shoulder space, sending that tailbone back further towards the heels. On your next inhale, pushing through the balls of the feet, tailbone to the sky, downward facing dog, and pedal it out. Looking up through the hands, take a strong bend in the knees, walk, hop, or jump, forward. Inhale to lengthen. Again, reaching the crown of the head and pulling those shoulders back. Exhale, deepen your fold. Take a strong bend in the knees, arms out wide. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to deepen. Bringing our palms to the mat and stepping back now with the right foot. Bringing you into your left runner's lunge. Finding that nice strong alignment. And as you exhale, dropping the back knee and pointing the toes behind you. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, twisting to the left. Again, finding that bind outside the knee. Pressing the palms together to help assist with that twist. And turning our gaze to look behind us or as far as we'll go. And again, being aware that we're not cranking our necks. Again, we're pulling that shoulder back. And we're allowing our eyes to follow. On your next exhale, release your bind here, coming back center. Inhale to reach. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale and reach. Exhale, twisting to the right. Option to drop the left hand to the mat and open. Again, if you've wanted to find that bind and turning the shoulder open a little bit deeper, feel free to play. This is your practice too. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bringing the right palm to the mat, lengthening the spine here. We're going to center that front foot. As you exhale, send the hips back, allowing those toes to peel off the mat. Again, let's take a few cycles of breath here, really deepening into this stretch. Depending on how tight we are, we may want to just stay here or inhale to lift, maybe walking the hands back and adding a little bit deeper stretch. Finding that sensation, and then really just start to breathe into that space. On your next inhale, walking your hands forward, bringing you back into your low lunge. As you exhale, bend the knee, pulling the heel in, and setting down for a supported pigeon on the left. So again, being mindful of our hip space, we want to pull that left hip back, right hip forward. And you can stay up high here, again with the micro back bend. If this is uncomfortable for the low back, just take a nice deep inhale and an exhale to walk the hands forward and bring the knee all the way down into a supported pigeon. And take one more cycle of breath. And then on your next inhale, bringing the hands to the mat, tucking the back toes. And as we inhale, push into the mat and send that left foot back into your plank or kneeling plank, wherever we're at. Exhale, lead the heart to the chest or heart to the mat. And exhale, lift into your cobra. Or inhale, lift into your cobra. Ew, I just got jumbled. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. We'll take one more cycle here. Tucking the toes, again anchoring those knees on your next inhale. Push into the mat and send the hips back for active child's pose. Take a nice restful breath here, sending the tailbone back towards the heels deeper. And on your next inhale, pushing through the toes, the balls of the feet, and bringing yourself back into that downward facing dog. On your next inhale, bending the knees, looking up through the hands, walk, up or jump, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, deepen your bend. Taking a strong bend in the knees, arms out wide, inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We've been working with the legs a bit today. I'm going to come center so you can see me. So we're going to move into some more of that balancing and getting a nice deep stretch and some compression for the hips. So we're going to work on our legs. On your next inhale, bring that right knee all the way into the chest. Try to hold here if you can. If you fall out of it, that's okay. Come right back to it. Lifting the toes and really grounding into the left foot. Maybe taking a micro bend here in the knee so we can gain a little bit more strength. And finding that point of focus, which is probably your screen right now, but a point of focus that you can really lock into. We'll take one more cycle of breath here, squeezing that knee really tight into the chest. And as you exhale, setting it down and pedal off the legs. Inhale to lift up. So you need to ground here. So rolling around that right foot, lifting the toes, making sure you're nice and strong. Inhale, lifting that left leg. Squeezing the knee into the chest. We'll just take a couple of breaths here. Nice strong inhale, squeezing that knee in. Ooh, falling. And as you exhale, releasing that left leg back out. and pedal out the legs. So we're going to start to flow here. Inhale, lifting the right leg. Exhale, push through the heel. Interlacing the fingertips to hold up the leg to give you a little bit of release here. Or if you're strengthening, you can bring the hands to the hips or to the heart. And then trying to stay here for just another breath or two if we can. And then on your next inhale, squeeze that knee into the chest. And exhale, setting it down. Pedal out the legs. I'm already feeling it. Inhale, lifting the left knee. Exhale, pushing through the heel, keeping a nice flex there. Just a couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, bringing that left knee in, and exhale, setting it down. And let's pedal them out. So we're going to move through that a little bit quicker here, really working on that balance, and obviously doing a lot of strengthening. So inhale, lift the right knee into the chest. Exhale, push through the heel. Inhale, bringing it in. Exhale, setting it down. Inhale, lift the left. Exhale, push through the heel. Inhale to bring it in. And exhale, setting down. And walk it out. Wonderful. So we'll start moving into our peak pose here, our tree. So we're going to bring that right heel in. You can stay here, kind of pressing the toes into the mat and not pushing into that ankle, but just sort of propping here and finding that balance where you can come into the shin or all the way up above the knee, not ever pushing into the knee joint. And again, bringing those hands to the heart, finding that focus and just breathe. Whew. And if we fall out, we'll just come right back. We'll take one more cycle of breath here. Nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, releasing it out. Pedal out the legs. And bring that left heel in. So now finding our tree on the left, wherever we're going to be in our practice today. Finding that buoyancy, that balance. And then just breathe. If you want to flow with breath here, opening those tree branches up nice and tall, you can do that as well. Inhale to reach. We'll take one more breath here. As you exhale, releasing that left leg and pedaling it out. I'm going to turn here so you can see me a little better. We're going to inhale, step the right toes back. If you want to kind of go into this a little bit slower. Warrior 3, we're going to take a bend in this left leg. And as you inhale, start to hinge forward, lifting that heel. Your arms can be back, or you can bring them all the way forward. And again, pushing through that heel and lengthening through that shoulder space. If this is too much, again, you can always just keep those toes dropped and start working on hinging. Maybe finding a flow here, working on that strength and balance. Taking one more cycle of breath wherever we're at in our practice today. And as you exhale, releasing back to Tadasana. So we're going to step back now with our left foot, get a nice little micro bend here. Inhale and start to hinge forward into your Warrior 3. Airplane arms. We're bringing them all the way overhead. One more breath here, nice and strong. And as you exhale, slowly coming back to your Tadasana. Inhale to reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Take a moment here, shake out the neck. Option to take those opposite elbows again. Breathing to release here. On your next exhale, releasing your arms out to the side. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. I'm going to come back center so you can see me. Move into some side stretches here. On your exhale, grabbing that left wrist and hinging to the right. Pushing those hips out to the left. Nice deep side body stretch here. And on your next inhale, back to center. Exhale, hinging to the left. Pushing the hips out to the right. Inhale to center and reach. Exhale, option to take a slight back bend here or a full back bend. Or maybe just dropping the neck back. And as you exhale, bringing the hands back to the heart. I'm going to come back to the top of my mat. Inhale to reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. From here, taking our feet out wide, toes are pointed out, heels in, about the width of your mat. We're going to inhale, bring the hands to the heart. As you exhale, bend the knees and start to lower the tailbone, bringing you into low goddess. We'll take a few breaths here. If this is a struggle position for you, you can always use a book, a block, a bolster, something to actually sit on as you start working on that balance. Take one more cycle of breath here. On your next exhale, releasing your bind here and resting that tailbone on the mat. Inhale to hug the knees into the chest. And exhale to roll back. Take a few rock and rolls here. It's always fun to play for a minute. Plus it feels so great to massage the spine. I'll take one more roll here. And then coming back, bringing the knees into the chest, and we'll sway from side to side. On your next inhale, taking the arms out wide in a T. Inhale to squeeze the knees in towards the chest. And as we exhale, we're going to hinge all the way over to the right. And you can let the knees rest here. If you want to challenge this pose a bit deeper, you can always cross at the ankles or cross at the knees. And start to hinge. And on your next inhale, bringing those knees back into center. And exhale to the left. Take a few restful breaths here and a gentle twist. On your next inhale, hello Ginger, bringing the knees into the chest. And we'll start to make our circles here. Releasing any tension we might be holding in the hips. Especially after some of those asana. Taking our knees into the palms of your hand and open those hips wide. Giant circles here. And then on your next inhale, we'll take our circles the other way. Inhale to squeeze the knees into the chest. And on your next exhale, send that left leg all the way out. The right hand comes out to the side, and our gaze comes to the right. Inhale to tuck that knee in, and as you exhale, hinge over the left hip. Take a few breaths here. Just focusing and becoming aware of our bodies, so we're releasing any tension we might be holding in the glutes and the hip. Sometimes we tense up, so maybe we're flexing our foot, allow it to drop, relaxed. On your next inhale, we'll bring those knees back into the chest. Exhale, sending the right leg all the way out. Left hand comes out to the side and our gaze comes to the left. Inhale, tucking it in. And exhale, rolling over the right hip. Making sure we're keeping those shoulders flat on our mat. Taking one more cycle of breath here. And on your next exhale, your next inhale, bringing those knees back into the chest. As you exhale, push through the heels, grabbing the big toes with your first two finger and thumb. Exhale, happy baby. Take a moment here to play, swaying side to side. On your next exhale, bringing the soles of the feet to touch and allowing the ankles to drop to the mat, bringing you into your reclined butterfly position. Just becoming aware here, maybe tucking in the tailbone so the low back is flat on the mat, rolling the shoulders back, being sure the upper spine is flat. Releasing any tension we might be holding in our glutes, thighs, knees, really allowing the legs to drop open here. And if you'd like to stay here in your reclined butterfly for your final Shavasana, that's great. Or you can slide the body all the way out, finding a traditional corpse pose. Palms up towards the sky, eyes closed. And I'll walk you through the Yoga Nidras to bring our bodies into relaxation. So let's start by taking a nice deep breath. And as we exhale, releasing any tension we might be holding in the toes. Relaxing the ankles, maybe allowing the feet to drop open. As you exhale, releasing any tension we might be holding in the knees, maybe even taking a micro bend, relaxing the hips. As you exhale, really feel a release, bringing our low body into relaxation. Becoming more aware of our breath. So as you inhale, you feel the back body sinking heavier and deeper into your mat. Exhale, relaxing the fingers and the wrists. Maybe taking a micro bend in the elbows. Exhale, softening the shoulders. Releasing any tension in the neck, the jaw, the tongue, and the eyebrows. Taking a nice deep inhale here. And exhale, bringing our bodies into a full relaxation. We'll take a few moments to find peace here, allowing our bodies to restore from our practice. Calming the mind, bringing our awareness away from the body and back to the breath. First, mind starts to trickle away, bringing it back to the breath, maybe placing an intention here, inhaling to receive, exhaling to release, or maybe inviting something in, inhaling for opportunities, exhaling to get rid of challenges. Taking a few moments here in Shavasana to honor yourself, maybe bringing hands to the heart and taking a few cycles of breath, just focusing in on gratitude for our practice, gratitude to ourselves for bringing our butts to the mat each time, holding ourselves accountable, and providing that healing. Taking a nice deep breath and just saying thank you. Taking a few more moments here, using this time and space to just be. After Namaste, you are always welcome to go right back to your Shavasana, or don't even come out of it. But as we've been growing deeper and heavier in this restful space, I'm going to start to bring your awareness back to the body. And just step by step, slowly integrating each movement. As you inhale, wiggling the toes, rolling the ankles, and shifting the feet from side to side, taking a bend in the knees, bringing awareness to the hips. As you inhale, feeling that back body now lifting from the mat as your chest rises. Inhaling to wiggle the fingers and start rolling out the wrists. Taking a micro bend in each elbow, bringing awareness back to the arms. Rolling the shoulders and turning the head from side to side. Taking a nice deep inhale, reaching overhead, full body stretch. Nice and strong. And then as you exhale, turning over to one side and finding a fetal position. Taking a few breaths here, never rushing out of our peaceful place, savoring every last moment here. And whenever you're ready, you're pushing off that top arm and coming back to your easy seated position. And again, I'm going to cross the other way for balance here. Thank you so much for being here to practice today. The light within me honors the light within you. As in all things, we are connected. We are one. Namaste.